He used to fill rooms with his voice, laughs that rattled glass, promises thrown like confetti that landed in the wrong hands. The city learned his name not from what he built but from how loudly he declared it. And one night a voice he trusted folded into a stranger's whisper, and everything he'd shouted away lay scattered on the pavement. He stood under a flickering lamp in a green puffer, black hoodie up, shoulders tight against the cold. And for the first time the silence tasted like truth. That single night carved a line in him: speak less, observe more. When Sam was loud, he believed noise was proof of life. He strutted through subway cars and coffee shops like he owned them, words tumbling out faster than plans. People smiled. Some followed. Others watched. He gave out secrets like business cards and trusted hands like keys. In a city that traded in attention, his volume was currency until the account was emptied. A partner he had sworn to had been counting on his thunder while quietly siphoning his work. His name, his future. The betrayal echoed louder than any argument. It was not an act of violence but a theft administered in soft tones. Sam learned the lesson that's cruel and simple. Your words become weapons in someone else's hands if you don't control them. So Sam chose silence like a craft. Not defeat, but discipline. He put on the same green puffer every morning like armor, and walked the city with a bag slung across his chest, hoodie shadowing his face. He stopped announcing plans and started making them. He stopped seeking applause and began timing his steps to the rhythm of observation. Silence, at first, felt big and empty, but he filled it with watching. The way a barista's hand trembled when a regular told a small lie. The way a CEO's eyes darted away from a problem they couldn't fix. The way markets pulsed in patterns that moved beneath headlines. He kept count of small things others missed: a person delaying an email, a building that changed tenants, the cadence of a network that grew noisy before it broke. Each quiet note became a data point, and his silence turned into a map. Observation became Sam's education. He learned to read body language like a ledger, to hear motivations in pauses, to spot opportunity in the gaps between attention and action. Where others saw chaos, he traced patterns. He discovered who flinched at responsibility and who dressed failure as charisma. He watched how alliances formed and dissolved, which voices were beginning to sound tired, which markets warmed like coals before a fire. In coffee shops he sketched small diagrams on napkins. On trains he catalogued phrases repeated by the same strangers. At night he lined up facts on his bed like coins and counted returns. That patient collection of small truths turned into a quiet advantage. While others were busy performing, he was assembling the blueprint of what would come next. Sam wasn't silent because he had nothing to say. He was silent because he had learned what to say and when. The first time he spoke after the fall, it wasn't a shout but a precise instrument, a meeting where others droned on. He asked one question and watched a room unravel into clarity. A hesitant investor, convinced by noise, leaned in when he presented a pattern he had stitched together from months of quiet work. A rival who boasted his latest win discovered an unexpected email trail that exposed an opening. Sam used to step into a position no one noticed he'd been building toward. Victory didn't come as a headline. It arrived as contracts, partnerships, and a portfolio that grew while mouths were still moving. Sam did not celebrate loudly. He did not need to. The city still buzzed with those who loved the sound of their own names. But now his presence carried a different weight, an inevitability. People started to notice that when he spoke, things aligned. Friends asked for mentorship. Competitors offered cautious respect. Success found him not in flashy announcements, but in late night messages offering opportunities, and in doors that opened without anyone bragging about it. He had been betrayed and hollowed out, and from that void he had built a practice: observe, understand, act. It felt raw, less romantic than revenge, steadier than anger. The quiet was not absence. It was accumulation of knowledge, of leverage, of timing. The rule of Sam carved into himself was simple and brutal. Words cost you a piece of yourself. Observation returns value. Speak when your voice moves outcomes, not feelings. Speak when someone else's silence can't provide the truth. Observe until the pattern is undeniable. Then act with the cold. Decisiveness of someone who has already counted the moves ahead. That is how the city rewards patience, not with instant applause, but with positions you can't be pushed out of by loud hands. You've heard Sam's story, now live it. Put your phone down, wear your quiet like armor, and start cataloging what no one else bothers to notice. For 1 week, speak less and write what you observe. Odds are you'll spot an opportunity waiting in the margins. When you act surgically. If you want a starting exercise, tonight walk 1 busy block and write down 3 behavioral patterns you see. Tomorrow, use one of them to make a better choice. Stay silent, learn the city, and let your next words be the kind that change everything.